maokai. It has been good, but
yeah.
I don't know if you want to give Steel his pick once more.
Doesn't look like it. Do like the Callisto Man, kind of have to show that respect there. Detonation focus me. Yumi, though, definitely a good adaptation. As Evie flashes the Urgot.
Yeah,
Probably not going to be the first pick.
He's saying, I dare you to take the Gnar away from me. I will play my signature Urgot into it. Giving a little bit of a flex. Hasn't done it yet this tournament. There's been no Urgot. People have been trying to find answers into Aatrox as well. Urgot's one of those. We've seen a lot of interesting ones. Not sure I've liked every Aatrox counter I've seen. The Teemo, good hustle out there. Good job, good effort. Not going to do it for
Not
me.
it.
Yeah, there's the maokai takeaway, like we said, expected. Answer into Sejuani, both disgusting tanks, both with a lot of stickiness and self-heal and even ability to kill.
And there's the Gnar.
Yeah, I feel like they got a read on that kind of idea where eventually they're going to take away the Gnar. Let's snap pick it before they can. We have not seen an answer threatening enough from Robo yet, not because he hasn't played well, but just nothing to really disrupt Evie from scaling into becoming a late game monster.
Those are definitely not enough like AD bans to really pigeonhole Yutapon into a style he doesn't want to play. He looks good on almost all the games. Maybe the Caitlyn game is the exception. But there's Camille, so a bit more of an aggressive counter pick there for Robo.
Yeah, we'll see if they go Camille Galio or something like that. tinowns does like playing roamers a fair amount. You saw even in the Lissandra game. It's still more utility often than not, even though we did go for that Leandris build, like we said, just because he got fed early on. You don't take the Galio here, it's probably going to get banned away, but then you're taking Galio in 2-3, and yeah, you don't want to do that. All right, they're doing it. We'll have to see what they pick into it. It is a champion who can have a rough lane phase, can get bullied in lane a little bit. It never really stops you from doing what Galio wants to do, so in that sense, it is a safe counter pick because you're probably not going to get 1v1 murdered. You just will be down pressure, down farm, and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you can always still find roams up to the top side. Too.
Yeah, kind of opening up whatever pick Yaharong wants. It's been Azir for most of the series, but of course that's been banned now. And we'll see if more bans get thrown. Love the Kaiser here for Yutapon.
A lot of control mages do okay into Galio now, which is Yaharong's strong suit, but I don't know if that will be what they want to go to with the Azir banned out. Like you said, there's not a great control mage behind Azir. It kind of drops off very quickly from Azir into whatever the hell else you want to play. Like we've seen some Syndras. I don't think we've seen a Ryze yet.
Nope.
Maybe a 1 Cassio game or 2 Cassio games. I believe I've seen a couple Cassio games.
No, Ari I don't think.
Ari is...
Sorry, Oriana, not Ari. Ari we have seen.
Yeah, Ari we have seen. Ori is another one.
And then Tilia the other one.
Yeah, Tilia is kind of the most common.
I guess. Not really a control mage.
Yeah, he's trying to push the definition of control mage. Tilia is as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
But, she still does function quite a bit like it. Vex is much more of a resetting assassin-y thingy. We saw Niski earlier today.
Oh, he was fogging
extremely well.
Ooh, MF and Aphelios banned as well.
Trying to push Brance back onto that Seraphine, potentially. This is not a very good Seraphine angle in my mind. You probably want some more physical, sustained damage. Probably not going to go for it.
Play maybe Trist. I guess Jinx is still something people play sometimes. Maybe Sivir.
Technically, the Draven is left up as one of the power picks early on. Caitlyn left up. Maybe he'll go back to that.
Already banned again. I mean, couldn't ban the Gnar, so it didn't have to adapt there. They took it too early to be able to take that one off the board. So we'll see what Yutapon wants to select here for pick 4 of the draft. Already has his Kai'Sa locked and loaded. I imagine we'll give Yaharong, I was going to say counter pick, but
Viktor, actually, I'm trolling. There is one more control mage. He slipped through the old brain creases that I have. Slipped right through them.
The old brain sieve. Right on through.
It's not a fine sieve. It's a very wide. What is the opposite of fine? You know when something's fine.
Yeah. I don't know in cooking. I'm not sure.
I feel like there's a lot of people who also don't know what a sieve is because they see the word and think it's sieve. It's one of those words I think that people very much never say out loud for a lot of people who also don't cook to that point.
Yes, also true. Not a Shemeda, but you're rocking. You're rocking something a lot wider. Lots of noodles slipping through. Anyway, it's fine. Ezreal the pick there for Brance.
You lost me. All right, let's talk about League of Legends. Ezreal coming in. Safe play bot side. Makes a lot of sense with their draft. Camille Galio, want to go top. You don't want to have to babysit bot lane. Ezreal Leona. Ezreal farm with Q. Leona roam top 2. Snowball Robo. Shut down Evie. Game plan known.
Hooray!
Does Harp want to lock in for his support here to maybe try and dive in Ezreal? This is the last option. Not many supports banned. Only the Amumu really taken off the table here. And we'll go for the Shen for the second time today. We'll see it locked in. did not look so great in the first series. Mad were able to make a lot of action happen before Shen really wants to get in there. I feel like Shen's, with their taunts, have the roaming ability, and they don't really want to be in lane. They want to be making plays happen, but if you fall behind on Shen, I feel like it feels terrible. You're not that tanky. You don't get your ult very quickly. You might already have snowballed the game by the time you get it, and has long cooldowns if you are ever forced to use it in a bad position. So it is this champion that I feel like is slightly higher risk than people give it credit for.
Yeah, I think so too. But we'll see how it shakes out there for Harp. I think a really smart Leona pickup actually there for Seos. And it also gives them the go buttons that they're always looking for, right? Like, Seos loves the movement because not only do you have this big team fight, as close as I suspected it would be, some very high drama games in a lot of situations. And the trend I'm noticing is, at least in the last 2 games, kind of even. Detonation Focus Me gets ahead, kind of floats this like lead, grows it a little bit, and then question mark. And after that question mark is Loud finding a great team fight angle and breaking the game back open. How it ends, don't ask me. Oh my goodness, he is so aggressive, gonna force the cleanse early on. Brance, do you have Q already? Maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah,
I think they saw him take Q. I think he might have shot a Mystic Shot at Yutapon. And then they go, okay, he doesn't have E. Does commit the flash just for cleanse, though. Hard to call that worth it. You might be able to find a aggressive gank down to the bot lane early on if Steel wants to go down there. Getting that cleanse out means, hey, at least we can get on top of him. But he can always flash a maokai W. Even if you go flash maokai W, it is pretty easy to react to. And if he gets 2 before you get down there, that's quite a far distance he's going to be pulling the maokai. So not that much of an advantage, all things considered.
Not Hex Flash for Harp either, so it doesn't kind of have that little thing when you want to use your flash early and aggressive.
Yeah, no Hex Flash. This is nice that it forced him back to base, though, so they will deny some experience, deny that level 2, have control of the bot lane. Steel is clearing bot to top, so you will not have to really worry about this bot lane for at least the first 3 or 4 levels unless something goes really wrong.
You can also see tinowns getting bullied a little bit, but is now finding his way onto the wave. Kind of knows it is expecting to get harassed a lot in this lane. Does have his boots already alongside 4 potions. Gonna have to chug him as Yaharong's skill shots and harass comes in. But again, don't expect too much in the mid lane except for Yaharong to farm a lot, which makes sense. He has first strike to really capitalize on that early income.
That's what I was about to say, is this is a very comfortable matchup for Viktor. You have plenty of ways to poke him out, get that free damage down, get that gold back. As long as you don't get hit by that Q, you're probably going to have your first strike proc. You can see that little blue orb around him. Anytime that's up, that means you have free gold available to get. This is the game plan for the Galio, though. You don't really want to actually win the lane. You want to go roam around, make plays happen, or have ganks set up. And so he's coming from the backside here to combo with Croc.
He's getting it done. There's the taunt. Damages through. Croc is here, but the counter gank is in for Steel. That Bramble Smash pushes him into tower range. Gonna have to flash.
Nice timing window by Croc there, showing up in the mid lane, but of course Steel is just walking through mid lane on his own clear. It's actually a very easy gank to cover during that window. So flash down for Croc, got bumped back into the turret. It's probably a 2v2 you'd struggle to win anyways unless you're really on top of them and have the angle to chase down, but with the turret backing them up, Yaharong was able to trade back. Feeling pretty good right now for DFM.
Yeah.
Ending up on Sums in bot lane, ending up on Sums now in the jungle as well.
So we're gonna go ahead, take this Rift Scuttler as well. Nice and easy there. Even has a ward down to help protect Yaharong a little. Croc gonna go ahead, take the crab on the other side of the Rift. And things are gonna be smooth sailing, which I think if you're Detonation Focus Me, that's absolutely what you want. Just nice, stable lanes. If no kills happen in the first 10 or 15 minutes, you're probably pretty happy with the way games have been going.
Yeah, I think that we have seen DFM have the slight advantage in mid to late game team fighting and macro. Not that Loud has been far behind. These games are very much subverting expectations written by Game of Thrones Season 8 writers, just coin flipping what happens to people, trying to deny what you would expect. Soul point, you get the Infernal Soul, you think you're going to win the game. Nope. Turns out you won't. So this game, I would like to see Loud really explode at post 6. That's when the Camille Galio combo turns online. They're also okay if the first 6-7 minutes go killless, but from there, they really want to pick the pace of the game up.
Up the target there for Brance. Eats a pretty significant chunk of damage. Seos is roaming back in. Stun for Ebby.
Whoa, solo bolo.
Heal up here as well. Robo gets himself out of there, though.
No solo bolo.
Go back. Don't go back. It's dangerous.
Does have Flash W up, but won't get pulled into the turret if he goes for it. So just gonna, he tried to go for his signature lane gank. He got spotted there. I'm surprised he's still trying. Just gonna escort this wave in, make sure that the Sejuani does not show up while Evie finishes shoving this. Croc realizes that, so it's not even worth running into.
Yeah, I don't need to be there. He's fine. I'm sure he's going away, and indeed he has. Robo gonna have to play a bit defensive, but losing that trade likely was gonna force that anyway, as tinowns once again showing his face down towards the bottom side of the rift. Not 6 just yet, but still staying active on the map.
Alright, DFM having a decent start to this game. Yet again, 1 game away. They have slowly and steadily climbed up the ranks of the minor region teams to be one of the most threatening, making Worlds group stage last year by beating C9 in a tiebreaker, forcing C9 to play some bracket stage games, getting first in their group. This time around, not able to do quite that well, but still a very good showing thus far at Worlds. Really cool to see this group of players just steadily get better over time. I feel like in League of Legends, when you see a player for the first couple of years of your career, you kind of assume, oh, that's how good they're going to be. But it's not the case. Players like Khan, for example, getting significantly better. Smeb as well, these kinds of players where you kind of thought you saw the best of them. They end up getting a lot better over time. I feel like that's the case with DFM. Steel, Yutapon, Evie, Yaharong. Actually, you know, these guys, especially Evie, Steel, and Yutapon, staying together for so long and actually taking the learnings from international play and getting better. That's something that's, for a period of time, was a bit of a meme. That, oh, they'll take this experience back to their region and get better. And it's like most teams blew up after they had their international experience, couldn't actually stick together and improve, but this team has really done that with this core.
Yeah, it's been great to watch here. It's one of the reasons they've become a consistent favorite, that and the Every Thumbs Up camp that has become a fixture of international tournaments because of how well they do domestically. However, the other big story of play-in so far has been the Brazilians, has been Loud, kind of returning the region back to form in some ways. A new org to this scene at least. Certainly showing up nicely with a mixture of veterans and rookie talent. Robo!
Oh, buddy.
Overshooting the hook shot. Now gonna have to flash. May not have a chance, but tinowns roaming up. Robo committing to the fight. Flashes in first blood. He'll be calling worth in all chat on that one.
Has to commit the flash, though. Won't have that in the future. Steel used his, but getting the kill on Gnar, getting that influx of gold feels very good, as well as the wave going in right here. Steel is holding it in a safe spot. tinowns might not be able to get this one in. We'll try to.
Doing what he can, but definitely can't get that all done. He's going to stick around, get the front 2 creeps, and then have to back away. Doesn't want to contend with Evie there. And Steel also being around. So Robo not going to have the most fun lane to come back to, but he's not going back there yet. He's going mid lane.
Not going back there yet. Yaharong was able to stay mid this entire time, so starting to open up another monstrous lead. He has been the power farmer this series, always in mid, always scooping up that farm. Doesn't seem like he misses very many. Here's this 1v1 yet again. Evie goes in as his Mega Gnar is timing out, misses the W. Robo also misses his stun. It would have been maybe a trade of stuns right there. But as he goes mini Gnar form, that's when he's able to re-engage for Robo. Gets this flash Q2 knockup, or true damage, excuse me, to get that kill. But was in turret range, ends up dropping.
All right, well here's Seus, actually level 6, roaming into mid. Maybe poking around. As you can see, by his farming prowess, Yaharong is currently on top of the gold leaderboard. With Croc and Robo deciding to translate some of their pressure that was top lane to this potential Rift Herald here, but there are 3 people from Detonation Focus Me in the area, and Yutapon's roaming over as well, so it's going to be a little tricky.
No 6 for Harp quite yet.
Steel pops the ulti. Rift Herald is loose. Sejuani ulti goes in. True Shot Barrage is big. Loud looking for the fight. And they find the opening kill. First salvo fired is a good one as Evie takes down Croc. Now we cannot be getting the Herald. So Detonation Focus Me, do they have any kills left in the tank? Flash from Brance. Yutapon diving on in. Nice and aggressive. Blast cones there. Pops the cleanse to try and keep the damage down. And Robo now maybe the target. There is the plasma proccing Yutapon. Gonna find another kill.
Really nice coordination by DFM there. The initial part of that fight not going their way, but the kill giving Harp 6 on level up gives Yutapon the safety to deliver the Shen with his own ultimate. The combo coming together to find the second kill of the fight onto Robo. Rift Herald's still up though. We'll see. Cloud wants to give this one up. Not looking like it. Croco is coming back.
Top laying in wait as well. There's only Evie's ult left, but this has got a pretty good position here for this flank.
Yeah, Robos has come back up as well, I believe, but I don't think there's enough of an angle for him to find his way in. Just respawning now. DFM, it was a risky contest. I did not like it upon first look, but they were able to kite that out. see if we get another look at it here.
We will.
Aha, I've read the mind of probably everyone expecting to see a replay from that fight. So this initial maokai ult by Steel doesn't really set anything up, so I like the turn once his Aftershock wears off. They try and kill him right there. I think the Leona ult might have missed, but they blow him up. tinowns here focusing down on Harp. I think it was just going too far forward by Croc. Split targets between Evie and Harp on who they wanted to finish off. That kill giving Harp the level 6 here, so you can see this combination. He goes flying and gets his own shield, gets the second shield on top. The Blast Cone as well, helping Harp find this taunt onto Robo, which then gets comboed with Yaharong's Gravity Field. Very nice combination of abilities there by DFM, making that Shen work. I said it was a little risky, but they've done a good job getting 6 on him. First ultimate a success.
And again, an early lead here. 1,000 gold up for Detonation. Focus me perhaps more here. Robo again, no flash, has the ulti, but hookshots away. Barely rooted at the end of the snare. Gonna have to pop the ultimatum and run, but Evie's almost mega. They are going to dive this, and that last hyper proc isn't enough, and the boomerang barely misses.
Robo barely staying alive there. Very risky. Hit by the very edge of the missile from the Maokai ultimate. That was a bug fix. It was too small for a little bit. Now at the right size, clips him, locks him in place, but the healing from the Camille W kept Robo alive. And Evie's fadeaway boomerang did not land.
Gonna take the turret plate here though, so feeling good about the gold situation. Bottom side, it's an aggressive 2v2 turning into a 3v2. Croc just barely short on that ulti. Yutapon was forced to flash though.
Yeah, it does get the flash out, so still a nice trade overall. Brance layering the ultimate well with Leona, getting those procs of her passive off very easily. Works quite well, but just a little ahead of the play. Croc had to shoot that ult from max range to try and get the chain CC. They're not done. They want to use this pressure, I think, to get vision control for the dragon spawning in 15 seconds, keep their dragon stacking going.
Harp threatening, but without flash. Pretty tricky for Shen. Try and lock down Ezreal. As I say that, taunt does connect, but Brance buffers the shift and gets away. tinowns also roaming down to the bottom half of the rift, so was available if a fight or perhaps dive was to break out, but instead will fall back and look to jostle for vision around this next dragon.
See if DFM choose to sack this one. They're pretty low bot lane.
Bottom side, 2v2 again happening. tinowns now going to join in on the party, but can't get the knock-up. Yutapon and Harp slither away.
Get the flashes out of bot lane. This is going to force them back. Should give the free dragon over, but during this time, Evie has been working down on top side quite a bit, getting some pressure up there. The dragon stacking continues for Loud. Steel trying to live up to his name here. Well, actually, with Yaharong's ult and quite a few ults lacking from Loud, they're actually scared to continue on to this one. 2 men forcing the 4-man back from Loud. Not too bad.
Given that you don't have TP in your top laner, that's definitely something that Detonation Focus Me will take.
I'm surprised that they did not try to go and stop that play. I don't think Robo really wants to TP down during this window and give Evie this lane to just farm turret plates off of. You start falling behind the 1v1 matchup, the solo kills become very difficult, so there's a prioritization there for Loud to keep the split push win con alive over keeping the dragon stacking win con alive, but I don't know, still feels kind of bad to be shoved off 4v2 just because your ults were down.
And now Yaharong about 500 gold ahead in his lane. Gonna get a bunch of plates donated over as well. Steel also taking a cut as the Herald charges into mid. And Yutapon farming plates in his free time down the bottom half of the rift. We've got a minute left to get that all done, and they'll take as much as they can. Don't think they'll get any more, maybe one more, although Brance is here to defend the wave. But once again, the early game going in the right direction, about 2,500 gold ahead for DFM.
See if they can live up to their team fighting mid to late game. Here we go.
Robo looking for the solo bowler, not gonna find it because Harp's joining in the array. Evie there almost mega now. Harp eating a big chunk of damage. Croc though lying in wait. Is the bait good? No, the ulti just shot, but Robo recommits there. Harp is forced to flash away. Ulti already used by Evie, who has to flash as well.
Good attempt by Loud there. Playing with patience. Robo trying to bait them in, but they backstep right as Croc throws that ultimate out of there. Do lose the flash in favor. Actually, it's an even trade of flashes. Support jungle, or top jungle for top support, excuse me. We'll also get potentially a turret plate here. So Robo getting a little influx of gold. Nice play, up about 10 CS now. I think the gold lead is relatively close. 4,600 to 4,500 between the two of them. So still an opportunity for Loud to blow this game open with split push, but DFM feeling pretty good. The Shen ult there, you get to see the power of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, Shen not the most overwhelming support as far as lane goes, but very handy, especially when the ultimate is up and available.
Generally speaking with Shen, I always prefer to proactive plays because the shield itself is not massive.
No.
And you don't, especially on support Shen, get that many ranks into it. You'll get rank 2, almost never rank 3. And it's not going to save a ton of lives. It can, especially in the comp that Loud has. But if they're actually landing all their wombo, and it's a Galio ultimate coming on top with a Camille and all this stuff, you're realistically going to get burst through that. And so I usually prefer in proactive settings. DFM making it look good right now, though.
Harp was in that brush for so long, by the way. Not sure what he was waiting for, I guess. With Yutapon pushing, he was covering for someone coming down bottom lane.
Exactly. Just sitting in the jungle, giving solo XP to Yutapon. Trying to get their Kai'Sa farmed up. One of the 2 major carries this series for DFM. Feels like Yaharong and Yutapon have traded off in late game team fights. Who is smurfing? That's one. The front line for DFM has been very consistent. Harp has had his moments. Steel, Evie, all of them doing quite well. But it would not be working if the backline carries were not carrying their weight.
Correct. And Yutapon's Kai'Sa this tournament has especially been good. In fact, this is the first time he's getting it in the series, if I do remember correctly. Robo getting lined up by Steel and Evie straight into the wall we go. tinowns trying to save the day, but instead he delivers himself to the rest of the team as Harp is fighting alongside Yaharong, and now Sejuani is going to make him the target, but tinowns left of your screen in trouble. Other side here is Yutapon joining into the fray, and that is going to eliminate Croc from contention. Sejuani forced to flash as Brance gets over the wall as well, and Detonation focus me, make it 2.
DFM getting the jump on the play as second Rift Herald becomes the focus of both teams, getting a 2v2 in the top side going their way, as well as the little skirmish from the people trying to back that up. Might get them this mid turret, definitely will get them the second Rift Herald spawn, as Steel will take that one down himself. Nicely done by Evie and team.
And now this lead is very significant, right? I mean, yeah, the Dragons have been split. That typically means a more protracted game, but gold-wise,
there you see the 2 most important members for DFM heavily farmed up. Here, Robo just kind of face-checking Steel, wants to get over the wall, but his second E part gets interrupted, now having to run away. But maokai is so disgustingly sticky. Evie also gets the transform, so they're able to blow him up despite tinowns coming in. And then Harp wants to delay the reinforcements from getting to tinowns and changing that 2v1 into a 3v3. It does get him very low and Yaharong, but they've done a good enough job of cutting that one out so they can actually win that 3v3 themselves.
Good buffer by Brance, gets himself out from under the incoming taunt, but you can start to see perhaps some of the frustration mounting.
Yeah, Croc knowing how the top side was kind of their big win con. They invested a lot of resources into getting Robo ahead. Maybe the best player this series, it felt like, for them, having a number of big plays, but not able to convert on the Camille Galio combination thus far.
Yeah, up about 4,500 gold for Detonation Focus Me. Objective bounty is actually on.
Ooh. The game has decided that you're in trouble, Loud. I think most of us could feel that, but when you see the objective bounties turn on, that is an indication. Sometimes, I've watched a number of games where, you know, teams are not able to identify. Oh, hold on here.
Brance in trouble, Harp biding his time, but really it's just coverage for the tower that they do take.
Yeah, I didn't commit the taunt there, just zoning away. So Loud are going for it.
Big dive for Evie again. They might get more if they can get this kill, but Yaharong's here now in a 1v2.
Oh my God.
Explodes Robo in the Chaos Storm, and he's gonna make it a second as Croc dies as well.
Yeah, Yaharong absolutely destroying them there. 2 quick kills for him, able to get so much gold back in his pocket. Evie is very happy to die for that one. And during that time, DFM is also working down the bot side of the map, have the bot wave shoved in, mid wave shoved in, grabbing their second dragon of the game. DFM are quickly running away from this one, asserting their dominance.
And they've built up, you know, decent leads like this in the games we've just had. Haven't been that clean throughout their mid games, I will say. Generally relatively cleanly, but there have been some back and forth. Loud are very good at finding angles in general. That is also true from their deficit. So don't count them out. Loud will not go out without a fight, that's for sure. But this play, what you hear in the top lane, ooh.
Timed out right when Croc moved into the river. Thank you, observers. Not knowing this dive was coming, but because they have so much pressure on the rest of the map, it's a pretty easy teleport for Yaharong to make from the bot wave there. This assassination was a pretty massive spike in damage, but you can see Yaharong is bringing his own damage there, able to get that kill there. Hex score very much upgraded already.
Oh yeah,
with all these kills and assists for him, as well as the insane farm that we have just come to expect from Yaharong. 210 CS pre 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's zooming. Robo again trying to find some objective bounty gold, but perhaps he'll be punished for his hubris. The gold is there. He can see it. He claims the bounty, but the cost is his life. Yutapon low. Hextech ultimatum is actually dodged, but Shen ulti comes in clutch.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, Yutapon.
Good dodge.
Able to dodge that one out. The play is just not working for Loud. The game is slipping away from them. You can feel them trying anything they can to get it back in their favor, but too many good reactive plays by DFM. The teleports to cover, the Shen ult. There's just no way for them to get this angle.
Harp is dipping around once again, looking to see if he can't threaten. Yutapon also going to return back to the field of play. Doesn't have ulti up and available, but does have 2 items now done, as Yaharong's going to go ahead and take the money away from this turret. Plus 300 gold lead. 6,000 now for Detonation Focus Me, as that Herald also going to get plucked in tops. Croc forced to flash away, caught in his own jungle.
So much control for Loud, or for DFM, excuse me, in Loud side of the map, forcing Croc out. Baron just spawns. They drop Shelly right as it times out. Might be able to deny this one. She got distracted by the minions.
Always in the way. Instead, they actually pull for the engage steal. That's enough damage. The maokai's out. Yaharong really doing the work, but the CC is good. Yutapon here, thank goodness he doesn't have ulti, because he would have flown right in there onto Seos.
Still might have been a good play if he had it. The bait by Shelly, looking like she's in an awkward position, gets Croc to go in. And now with the enemy jungler dead and chunking out the entire rest of Loud, it's very easy for DFM to just go onto this Baron. I don't even know if they're going to try and contest it. tinowns is making his way in. Robo's going to have to recall and heal back in base, keeping in now.
They're definitely trying to fight. Yaharong is actually playing frontline right now on the Viktor, forced into stasis. Detonation Focus Me will turn around, but they're still on the Baron. They want to bait them in a little bit more, but the Gnar is going to be the threat. Instead, they have to pull off. The damage Baron does a little too much this early into the game. The DFM will reset.
Loud stay alive at Worlds. If that went over, it might have been the end of the game, but too many members got low. They still got a number of resources out for DFM. You feel good about getting the TP out of Robo.
Looking for the dive. Yeah, good play. Really fast one for Loud, but they're going to try and make it happen. Yaharong, though, still safe there. He had his team to back him up, and Harp is now dancing around as everything is falling to pieces. 1 kill down already. Robo forced a flash. Yutapon's looking for the angle. Goes in onto Brance. Looking for the big wraparound play. Killer Instinct, aptly named. Yutapon going off. Finds himself a double kill. And Croc's going to fall down as well. Make it 3 clean ones for Detonation Focus Me.
Only Robo left alive. We were worried if they could get the Baron before. They are absolutely going to get it now. Quick reaction by DFM. They were 100% on the same page there. That Shen ult was almost instant. As soon as Yaharong showed up underneath that turret, as soon as Loud started committing that dive, they were on top of that collapse. I thought that he was absolutely going to his death there when he completed that TP, but so many tools available to keep him up alive. Yaharong baits the entirety of Loud into going for that play. They get the kills, they get the Baron.
Yeah, basically 10,000 gold ahead before the Baron happens, so we'll watch this one again.
Look at this. He comes in. Shen ult was already being channeled. He knew this was coming. They had this play on lock. The fact that Loud was going to see this lone TP, think he was going to be dead. They're already there. The multiple members coming flying out of the jungle as well for DFM to get this collapse. This snipe to give them the extended chase down to redirect onto Brance, finish him off. The nice cleanse there by Yutapon playing this fight out so well. It's just ignoring Croc. Not enough of a threat by himself. They finish him off. That's the smite down, that's the Baron. That might be game 4 going DFM's way, and that might be them getting the date with RNG tomorrow.
Big smiles, and you can see why now this Baron power play is going to be massive. Like I said, they were more than 10k ahead before the Baron went down. Now, going to do even more damage as far as the economy goes. Loud are in such a big deficit. We've seen them crawl back in so many games this tournament and this series. This is the hardest mountain they've had to climb so far.
We'll have to see if Loud can do it, but for DFM, you have to feel really good. They came into this tournament, got slammed by Loud in game 1, made people doubt whether they had the chops anymore. The fact that they had a 1-5 record at MSI play-in stage, only getting 1 win over A's back then, made people start to question the LJL. Were they really that good? But DFM dominated. Only 2 losses in the regular season, only a single game loss in their playoff run to get back to Worlds, the constant representative of the LJL, showing they still got it despite that slow start to the group stage. Here they are proving themselves against Loud.
Yep, and Robo is in full-on split push mode, can't really blame him. Evie's though going to go ahead and match him. Neither top laner has TP, although they'll come back off at somewhat similar times. Evie's a little sooner, as Robo is down through mid here for the flank. They are aware of it. You can see the assist ping, and Evie's actually going to do one better. He's going to track him all the way down.
No Galio, though, so this is a straight-up a 1v1, and Yaharong is about to change that to a 2v1. Boomerang misses, though. Robo should be able to get out from that, but does still have pressure in the mid lane, and there's no one quite there to defend yet. tinowns trying to make his way up there, but this turret should be gone.
Yeah, need to siege. Again, 40 seconds with the Baron. Still do get the one in mid. Yutapon working on the wave here in bottom lane. Robo's going to come back. He will have TP, but he might just go through the front door. Loud need a fight ASAP. It's not going to be pretty, but they're going to have to pick one.
Robo still pushing the top lane yet, maybe trying to get some objective bounties first. They are on 2-item power spikes pretty much across the board, except for Croc. And now you have double super creeps, or excuse me, 2 lanes of super creeps coming into your base. See if they can defend their base, because otherwise, DFM are going to take this reset any second now, or they might just sit in the base. This feels a little greedy. They're using the maokai ult.
Yeah, they're actually going for it here, but Harp is going to start it off. They just explode Croc. And now, one push away, the Baron's still ticking for as long as they can. Yutapon goes legendary here at Worlds, and that may be the finishing touch on this game. Robo goes golden, Yutapon shuts that down. It is but Brance and tinowns still left alive, and Detonation Focus Me with one fell swoop, one Baron buff will keep playing here at Worlds 2022 as Brance will be felled, and DFM will take a bow.
I called it greedy. DFM called it correct. They go and pull the trigger on that maokai engage, and DFM take control of this series with their superior mid to late game team fighting. Their very sturdy drafts. Their macro play looks so good. Continuing their world's journey here. Don't have long to feel good about it, though. Prep starts immediately after you finish shaking their hands and get off stage, because you have RNG, the MSI champions, waiting for you to play for your spot in the group stage.
Like you said, it may be seemed a little shaky at the start of things, but don't call them back because they never left, Mark. Still looking good here from the LJL, the core of this team and the newer faces all coming together when it matters here in the BO5.
You can see the look on Loud's face, disappointment. They had such a good group stage. Both these teams were able to take down representatives from NA and EU. You had CB LoL beating Fnatic. You had DFM beating EG. These teams are obviously very talented. I think they believed that both of them were going to take the win today, which is why it was so devastating for Loud. But they should hang their heads high.
Absolutely.
Keep them up. You had a really good showing. I was very impressed by them. It's still a young org as well. I'm excited to see what they can do in the future.
Oh yeah, it feels like the CBLOL is back, which feels so good for League of Legends at International. Loud will at least walk away with a bevy of new fans after this. I'm one of them.
Bot Gap, the Flex in.
Oh, that's
having
true.
Fun, the Trash Talk. They were one of the most fun teams to cover here. It's always hard when your year ends, but they created a lot of new fans, had a very good showing on the world stage. Good to hear the crowd giving it up for them. It can be hard to get up after that, but very nice support to see.
Take a bow as well. A well-earned one there for Loud. Winning many hearts here at Worlds. Unfortunately, their journey ends here. Always sucks that someone's got to go home, but that's sports.
That's sports. That's why you love to see the games go out, the human element to it, pain of defeat, sweetness of victory, and all that. For DFM, Yutapon 10-0-1 in the final game. Felt like he was scaling over the course of the series. He was an absolute monster in team fights. Yaharong every single game, farming up like a beast. I'm excited to see him versus Xiaohu, a total clash of styles where Xiaohu wants to get all over the map, make tons of things happen. Yaharong wanted to farm it up, get fed, then carry late game team fights. He's incredible at it every single time.
Interesting to see, like, just think about Yutapon's Caitlyn play and then the rest of that series. I can't even remember it at this point because it felt like such a far cry from what happened. With all that, we will be chatting with a member of Detonation Focus Me a little later on. But now we're going to be wrapping up in our day cooldown.